Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Retro Gamers Podcast, episode number 273. Larry here.
And Anthony here.
And how are you? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing. Look, I'm feeling positively floral today.
That's all the world. Yeah, very, very Hawaiian.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm literally buying random shirts. And they have some of them have the strangest patterns. Like I have one pattern, if I wore it on here, I think it would break the video.
Well, it's weird that Amazon has a randomizer button to shop with.
So. Literally, just search button down shirt and you get some weird stuff.
So, but nevertheless, you're looking dapper. So there you go.
Gee, thank you. That is what I go for, because if anything, we are ultra professional here
and very dapper.
Yes.
So,
which, by the way, love your sweatshirt.
Yes. Hey, listen, you got to represent the alma mater, right? Adelphi.
Very nice.
University out there on lovely Garden City, New York.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure there was a across the street from the university, I think what looked like Wayne Manor. And I'm pretty sure they used it in either the TV show or a movie. I'm not sure.
That's awesome.
So, but it was really cool.
I just had Junior's Cheesecakes across the street from my college. So.
There you go. You know what? Even better. So.
Exactly. It was on occasion, yes. Great place to get lunch.
But yeah, and this week I am again on location. Just visiting my parents this week, so that's why you got the ceiling of the basement, because I have nothing with me. I don't have a tripod. I don't have headphones. So I'm winging it this week.
Yeah, you're winging it. So so in essence, I'm the professional one this week, which is
a little bit, but
very scary.
There's a pack of MREs here though, and I guess if I get hungry during the show.
Well, there you go.
There we go. Excellent.
Nice.
All right. Well, let's kind of get right into it. We got some stuff. This might be a shorter episode, but when we say that, we go 2 hours. So
usually, yes.
So first, before we get into news and topics and everything like that, a few months ago, when kind of near the end of 2021, when we were doing the contest, I kind of told you like how all of a sudden I got all in on Metroid.
Yes.
All in. I'd beaten a bunch of games, got stuck on one of them, but I was all in on Metroid. Then I went to sleep one night, woke up, all into Mega Man. Going through Wily Wars, Mega Man 4, all this stuff. Amazing. Well, now I have a new obsession.
Oh, boy.
Because like a child, my mind keeps changing often.
And what are we obsessed with now? What is the flavor of the month, Larry?
Mario Kart. And for good reason.
Oh, okay. Well, that's for obvious reasons.
For very good reason. The new DLC just dropped this past weekend. The first of 6 waves of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tracks, all retro. Well, not retro, but all from past games, including the mobile game, which is pretty cool.
Yes, I saw.
Because those 2 tracks I played, 2 or 3, maybe 3, are awesome. So we'll get into that in a little bit. Not detailed, but just in a little bit. But before the tracks came out, I'm like, you know what? Let me just pop in Mario Kart Wii. Like out of all of them, just like, let me just put in Wii. I haven't played that one in a while, because now that I have my setup going, now that I have that HDMI switch going, which again, running perfectly, I can easily go in and play. And I popped in Mario Kart Wii. I just forgot how good it was. And just started and realizing I didn't have all the tracks done. So,
oh, wow. Okay.
I do have
some work to do.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And then I moved on to the Mario Kart 7, which was on the 3DS. So playing that in 3D.
Nice.
And then I literally just jumped around. I went to Mario Kart 64, then Double Dash. So yeah, so right now, all about Mario Kart till probably 3 weeks from now when something else comes up.
When you find something else. Yeah. Well, it's funny, but Mario Kart, 64 was such a huge hit. And I'm not entirely sure what happened. I might have already moved on from my GameCube to like PS2, Xbox, but I never bought Double Dash.
Yeah.
Double Dash is one of the ones I never bought. And then I never bought Mario Kart Wii because I did not have a Wii during its original run. So I missed those 2 games.
Wii's good. To me, Double Dash is the best one in the series.
That's what everybody says, and I need to get my hands on a copy.
Eventually. So, it's just, I don't know if it's the tracks, if it's the cool... It's the only game where you have 2 drivers.
Yep.
So I don't know, and it was weird, like jumping around with them too. I kind of realized where all the iterations in the series start coming in, like when the drifts start coming in, or like just handling of the carts, because every game is different. But have you gotten Mario Kart Wii since you gotten a Wii U? Because remember, we used no, okay,
No, I have not. I have not. And yeah, exactly. Like when I got the Wii U, I think I should have gotten it, but I think I wound up buying. I want to say I bought Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U.
Which would make sense.
Yeah, which made sense. I bought Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and then I bought it again, obviously, for the Switch, because Nintendo are the kings of double, triple, quadruple, quintuple.
We fall for it every time.
And we do. And and as I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, they never have sales. So
never,
or rarely. Like Mario Day had to be like the best sale I've seen them have in a very long time, where like most Mario games were $20 off.
It's either Mario Day or Black Friday. Those are the only 2 days of the year. Beyond that, don't bother waiting for a Nintendo game to drop in price. That's why I always pre-order those. Like Kirby is coming out in a couple of weeks. I already got it on order. Unless you shop at Walmart. I guess that's really.
I was just gonna say Walmart's the only one where they guarantee you're gonna get a game like $10 cheaper.
They're always $10 cheaper. It's wacky.
I know.
So,
but hey, I'm not complaining. Thank you, Walmart.
Not at all. But yeah, no, Nintendo's funny like that. And but yeah, listen, that's how they are. But yeah, so all about Mario Kart. Did you get a chance? Have you downloaded the DLC yet? Or
I did not. I actually thought I was going to download it yesterday because I had a friend come by. He had never played Mario Party before.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, I'll show you the Mario Party games I have on the Switch. So I actually turned my Switch on yesterday.
Puff of dirt comes out of it.
Well, what was funny? Like when I turned it on, I was looking at, like recently played games, and I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. So the last time I had turned my Switch on was, I think, Christmas Eve or whatever, to get that last free game.
Oh, yes.
Company.
Yes.
That was the last time I turned on my Switch. So it's been a few months. So turned it on. And then I thought we were going to get to Mario Kart yesterday, but we didn't. So I showed him Super Mario Party, the one for the Switch, and then Mario Party Superstars, which is the best of.
Awesome.
Yeah, a very easy review from him. He's like, oh yeah, Superstars is so much better than this new one. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, yeah, the older stuff, which was like just the older games and the boards and stuff, were so much better.
Rumor is Superstars might be getting DLC. Rumor.
Superstar should get DLC because, again, like my one complaint about Mario Party will always be, I never understand why there are only like 3 or 4 boards, like maybe 4 boards, 5 boards tops in a game. And I'm like, it can't be that complicated to add a board to a game.
I feel like because their idea is it's kind of to be played in a party atmosphere. I mean, how often are you hosting a party?
Right. But you still want to offer a little bit of variety. And I'm not saying it doesn't have to have like 50 boards or anything like that. It's like, even if you had like, maybe double the amount, like maybe 8. So at least it feels like there's choice. It's like when I put in Party yesterday and I looked at the 4 boards, like I was struggling to just pick one because I'm like, I was like, when this first came out, I played them all to death. I'm like, so anyway, but that was my Mario Party tangent. But we didn't get to Mario Kart 8, but I was planning on downloading the DLC yesterday. Did not do it. I may have an opportunity later today to do it. I mean, I'm going to. Now, did you buy it, or is it you just get it free with your expansion?
I was going to ask you. So it's if you don't have Nintendo Online Plus expansion pack, if you don't have it, then it's going to be $25 for the DLC. And that's for all 6 waves, all 48 tracks.
Yep.
But if you have the expansion online, then yes, it is part of that. So you get it at no additional charge.
But when you get it at no additional charge, is that as long as you have the expansion, or do you?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. So then if you get rid of the expansion, it goes away. See, I'd rather buy it and download it so I have it permanently.
Why would I get rid of the expansion?
Well, no. I mean, when the day should happen to come when they're like, hey, you know what? We're not supporting Switch anymore because we're at the, we're in Switch Ultra Deluxe, in 2030.
I'll just carry it over.
But what if it does? What if they? No.
This is never going to happen.
No. What if they cancel it? Like, oh yeah, that never happens. Not like the Wii U library or the 3DS library. It's never.
But those never had a subscription base to it.
Whatever.
Actually, funny enough, I think I still have some games from the 360 from Xbox Live that are still playable as long as I'm logged into Xbox Live.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
But I hear, listen, again, that falls under the thing of physical versus digital, or in a weird way now,
Purchase versus
subscription.
Yep.
So
I'm always going to be pro purchase. You know me.
And honestly, by the time that happens anyway, I would have gotten so much money out of those tracks. Yeah. I wouldn't. What's another $25 at that point when 20 years from now, inflation is like, 37,000%. So
yeah, true. But yeah, no, but that, again, that's me. Like, I'm probably just going to buy it because I also don't have the expansion yet.
Oh, well, then there you go.
Yeah. Well, and I've been holding off on buying the expansion because like, I want to get the expansion when I know I'm going to sit down and play my Switch. And right now I'm knee deep in PS5 games that I'm playing.
Okay.
So yeah,
fair enough. And remember, the expansion really, look, the benefits of the expansion are the N64 library, which honestly is unplayable unless you have an N64 controller. The Genesis library.
Yeah.
Special DLC for Animal Crossing, which neither one of us have.
Right.
Okay, the Mario Kart tracks. All right, that's cool. But beyond that, there's really no other major reason to have the expansion pack right now, or at least none that's coming to me off the top of my head.
Well, like Genesis games.
Well, yeah, I mentioned that, the Genesis games. But I'm saying like there's nothing additional. Like you can still play online.
Yeah. Nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah, nothing else that's like exclusive to expansion pack.
You still have cloud-based storage. So
yeah. Which by the way, just to add to it, since we're talking about the expansion pack, there were two announcements made. One was that they added 3 Genesis games to the pack.
Yes, I saw that. That was interesting.
A few days ago. So I know we're not doing news right now, but I'll just throw them in here since we're talking about it. But so 3 new Genesis games dropped on the expansion pack, and it was Light Crusader, Super Fantasy Zone, and Alien Soldier, which I used to love.
Did you? I never
enjoyed
played
that
Alien
game.
Soldier, and I'm like, it's a little annoying to play.
I enjoyed it.
All right, fair enough.
All right. And then the other thing really quickly is that Nintendo announced 3 new N64 games that will be coming to Switch Online.
Ooh, I didn't know about this.
Oh, you didn't know about this one?
No.
So we are going to be getting now Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards.
Awesome.
Pokemon Snap.
Okay.
Which I enjoyed. And Mario Golf.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
So
3 good games.
Don't know when they're going to be dropping, but they just recently announced those. So.
Yeah, there's still a few in there. Like when they first announced it, they said like they had a list of games already that they were going to eventually release. So I mean, we just got Majora's Mask, so just dropped on the N64
and F-Zero X.
Yes. Oh my god, I forgot how good that game is.
That game was amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So all right, cool. So yeah, I mean, look, and again, if you like. Especially with the Genesis. That's why I got it. Really, it was for the Genesis and the N64 collection.
Right. Of course.
So, but down the road, things will change. We'll see what's up. So,
yeah. But anyway, back to the Mario Kart tracks.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, basically, we talked about them a couple weeks ago, when they were announced, or maybe a month ago. It just varies. I don't have, again, apologize on the list in front of me, but various tracks from prior iterations of the game.
I have the list if you want.
Awesome. 3 tracks from the tour. Yeah, there's 8 tracks right now available. Just want to run through them.
Yeah, so you get the Golden Dash Cup, which is Paris Promenade from Mario Kart Tour, Toad Circuit from Mario Kart 7, Choco Mountain from Mario Kart 64, and Coconut Mall from Mario Kart Wii, and then the Lucky Cat Cup, which is Tokyo Blur from Mario Kart Tour, Shroom Ridge from Mario Kart DS, Sky Garden from Mario Kart Super Circuit, and Ninja Hideaway from Mario Kart Tour.
Yes.
Those are your
games. I mean, the levels again are fantastic. It's fun to play the tours because I don't have the mobile game. I tried it. I wasn't crazy about it. Yeah, Nintendo. It was funny enough. Nintendo their mobile game not as strong. I think it would have been with the history of their handhelds.
Right.
But mobile game not as strong. But those 3 tracks, Paris, Tokyo, and Ninja. Really fun to play, and it felt different because all those other tracks I've played before.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong, they got graphical upgrades, of course, slight variations on them to take advantage of Mario Kart 8. Because one of the games didn't even have coins on the tracks. I forgot which one it was.
Oh wow.
So you get a little bit of variation. And it was funny, like with Coconut Mall, when I was playing Mario Kart Wii, I got to the Coconut Mall level. I'm like, this level's amazing. And I kind of forgot it was part of the download. So then when I played the download, I'm like, it's even better.
It's even better here. Yeah. That's awesome.
So 8 amazing tracks, very fun to play. I highly recommend it, of course, because you really can't go wrong with Mario Kart. And I feel like Mario Kart's going to go the way of Smash Brothers Ultimate and just kind of keep beating that dead horse, but it's worth it.
Well, yeah, but it's going to become the definitive Mario Kart game because by the end of this, what are we winding up with? Like 96 tracks in the game or something? Like we're
48 new ones plus whatever the other ones are.
What were the original? Were there were there 40?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's 2 times 6? 12?
12.
So
yeah, 48.
12, 24.
48.
What's 48 times 2?
96.
Oh yeah, so 96.
Which is what I said.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, so you're talking about almost 100 tracks in one Mario Kart game, and that's fantastic.
Worthy.
Yeah. Now, if Nintendo would do something about Mario Party, I'd really appreciate it.
They might be working on it. We'll see.
I hope so.
So, all right, awesome. So we're going to move on next. Actually, speaking of like N64 and stuff, it's that time. Actually, it's become one of my favorite episodes to do and topics to talk about each year.
Yes, me too.
Well, one of two, because then we got to get to the end of it.
Right, exactly.
They have announced the Strong Children's Museum up there in Rochester, New York. We'll get there one day.
Yeah, we got to go visit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a short, hop, skip, and jump for me compared to you, but we'll get there.
Well, it's a bigger jump, let's say, for me.
It's a double jump for you. They have announced their 2022 Video Game Hall of Fame finalists. So now voting is currently going on as we speak. You can vote once a day, which I've been doing so far for a couple of days.
I know what you're voting for.
Oh, yeah. And they'll narrow this down to usually like maybe 5 or 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
So these aren't the winners. They're just the finalists. And we're just going to go right through.
Yep.
So here we go. First of all, Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
Ubisoft's game debuting in 2007. And, I didn't realize this.
Yep.
Wait, it was a sequel to Prince of Persia?
Yep. I didn't know that either.
Wow, and then quickly stood on its own. Wow, I had no idea about that. Interesting. Yep. The first game, have you ever played any of them?
I've never played them, but I know people that do play it, and and when I say they play it, like they put in like ridiculous numbers of hours into these games because they're open world.
Totally open world, and a lot of stealth to them.
Yep.
Finding stuff, it's basically, it's weird. The game is basically almost like just a giant flashback or a memory that you break into someone's memory, and the game has spawned 12 different installments. I didn't realize that. 12 of them.
Yeah, there are a lot of them.
12th century Jerusalem, Damascus, Acre. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. I think the American Revolution at one point. They did. So yeah, the historical view from them is really cool. I played the first one. Never got into the rest of them, but still, Assassin's Creed spawned a movie.
Yes, it did.
Starring Magneto.
Yes.
And I think Assassin's Creed, for what it's worth and how it's definitely impacted the gaming, like you said, and there's a lot of people that dedicate a lot of time to that.
Yeah, I mean, for its 15 years of existence, it's definitely made a huge impact. It's one of the series. There were 2 series back when they first came out in the late 2000s that I wanted to play. One was Assassin's Creed, and the other one was Dragon Age.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was the other one. And I picked up a copy of, I think, Dragon Age Origins at one point, which wasn't the first game, but I never wound up getting Assassin's Creed. So
all right, yeah, definitely something to check out. Actually, I think trilogy of some sort just dropped on the Switch. Just caught my eye. That's all.
There you go.
All right, up next, Candy Crush Saga.
Boo.
Fans' favorite.
Boo.
So why are you booing it?
Well, first off, I'm not against mobile games being potentially inducted into the Hall of Fame because I think there are one or two already in there.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. But Candy Crush isn't that old. Granted, it's 10 years old, but it doesn't feel like it's that old. And I get why it's being nominated, but you know me, I'm like, I think a game should be around a little bit longer. I would also love it if the game had a little bit more difficulty to it besides, hey, swap some candy.
Well, that's basically about it. And like you said, it debuted in 2012. It really did, mobile gaming was okay at the time, but like when Candy Crush came out, everyone was playing Candy Crush.
Yeah, of course I say this and I still have Candy Crush on my phone.
I think I've only played Candy Crush once, to be honest with you.
I don't open it anymore, but like it used to be my thing to do when I had like, oh, I have to wait for 5 minutes and I would open it up and play a level. And
that's what this kind of started.
Yeah.
It's a tile switching game, kind of like Pokemon Puzzle League. But it's a free to play distribution. And I think it's one of the first ones to really make money on a free to play.
Yep.
Because not everyone waited those 5 minutes to get more, whatever you needed to get.
Oh, it was 20 minutes before you got more turns.
Oh, and forget, this almost like microtransactions almost became a thing then because of Candy Crush.
I know. And then almost 3 billion downloads.
That's why I think
that's insane. That's absolutely insane.
That's why it's a finalist. It's the most downloaded game on the Apple App Store. Yep. Peaked at 300 million active users.
Wow.
And multiple spin-off game titles, of course. And but again,
that's basically almost everybody in our country, like 300 million.
Yeah.
Think about it. Almost everybody, like that would be almost everybody in the country, our country, even though that's the worldwide number, I would think. But literally the population of the United States was playing this at the same time, roughly.
Totally.
Yeah.
And again, it launched these free-to-play games that it just takes over the world. Like I got a few of them I'm playing now. So thank you, Candy Crush Saga. All right, next one I think, Ann, is going to be right up your alley. Maybe not right now because you're killing. Dance Dance Revolution.
My legs work fine.
Okay. Well, I don't know. To be fair, because whenever I see people play Dance Dance, they're always holding on to the bars.
Yeah. So. It's true. They really are. Yeah.
It's like the top half of their body doesn't move. It's like a cartoon. Yeah. Top half does move, and then the bottom half is just dancing around. 1998, the Japanese craze coming over here to the U.S. And one retro gamer importing the game from Japan, I believe.
Yes, along with the hard plastic dance pads for the Dreamcast.
Did you have those? I don't remember you having the hard plastic.
I had 2.
Really?
Yeah, and they were a few inches thick. It wasn't just a mat.
Yeah,
they were
legit.
They were legit, and I had 2 of them.
I didn't know. I don't remember that. Okay,
that's okay. I barely used them and then get rid of them.
Just lay on the floor and just slap the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Smack. But yeah, no, Dance Dance Revolution, ridiculously popular game. I mean, even when on my many trips to Japan a few years ago for work, any arcade I would walk by, and actually there were many arcades in Japan, all over the place. Dance Dance Revolution always had a line of people waiting to play. And the people I would see playing it were amazing. Like, they just like live there and play that game.
It's funny. I was, a couple months ago, I went to an arcade out on Long Island with a friend of mine. And I didn't even realize it was still so popular where they had like it's called Round One. They're a franchise. They're a chain. They're around.
I have there's a round one here.
Yeah. And they only had like one Dance Dance Revolution set up. In like a set, they almost have like a Japanese section that looks like kind of like a Japanese arcade. But I'll be damned, there were kids, teenagers set up, live streaming. They were recording themselves. They have a much better setup than I have right now. And just playing Dance Dance. I'm like, I didn't even realize that was still in.
Oh yeah,
it's popular. So
it's still very much a thing. And again, that just tells you a lot about the staying power of Dance Dance Revolution when it's almost like 24 years old now. And it's still going strong.
Over 100 different versions of the game have been produced.
Yep.
And sir, absolutely, you can say it paved the way for like Guitar Hero and Rock Band. So,
oh, no question,
without a doubt.
no.
All
question.
right, up next, this has got to be a surefire. I mean, I don't even know why it's on the list. You should just go in. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, when I saw this on the list with the other, and this is probably one of the other reasons why I started to boot Candy Crush. I'm like, you know what? I go, if Ocarina of Time is not in the Hall of Fame, yeah, Candy Crush shouldn't be anywhere near it. So, yeah, Ocarina of Time, probably the one game on the list that should be the automatic entry. There are very few games that were as monumental as this at the time. Completely redesigned and reinvented the look of a Zelda game. But not only that, but it also gave you the sense of Zelda in a more open world quality.
What it did for open world games, period.
Yeah.
I mean, like what Super Mario 64 did to 3D gaming.
Yep.
I think Ocarina of Time did for just open world gaming.
Yeah, exactly.
They nailed it.
They nailed it because you did not have to do anything in the game you didn't want to at whatever time. Like, you just wanted to travel around towns and just hang out and do stuff. You could find little side quests or whatever it was. And then when you were ready to go back to do, the actual main story, you could. It was just outstanding. Absolutely loved it. I played through it a couple of times.
Okay.
Both.
Yeah, I've definitely gone through it once.
I've gone through it at least twice, and it's satisfying every time.
multiple Game of the Year award winner in 1998. Sold over 7.6 million copies worldwide, and easily, constantly in the top 5, maybe even top game of like best games of all time lists. So it definitely never lost its charm.
Yeah. Oh, it's frequently in the top 10. I mean, if not always in the top 10.
Yeah.
Just amazing game. And of course, spawned a great sequel too.
Yeah. Well, and I was gonna say, for everything that was wrong with Breath of the Wild, they nailed with Ocarina of Time. Just keep that in mind, folks. So
so Breath of the Wild, another masterpiece. Actually, I sent you a list recently where Breath of the Wild was considered the best open world game.
I've gotten another message recently from a listener who's on my side saying that Breath of the Wild is not a good game.
For every one listener you get, I can probably get 100.
I don't.
Love the game.
We're gonna be loud. We're gonna be loud. Up next on the list, the Boston band of this list. I feel like it's always on the finalist, but never making it into the Hall of Fame.
Yes, always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yep. Minesweeper.
I mean, to me, like, this one should be in there because who hasn't played Minesweeper?
Yeah, no choice. It was on every computer that came out in the 90s.
Yeah, literally, if you had a computer in the 90s, you had a choice between Solitaire and Minesweeper.
Yeah.
And normally, I mean, you would just play both. And I do remember, I do remember, like, early days when, when I worked in an office, and you would just have like some downtime while you're working. And it's like, well, I don't want to go, and I work, working in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Didn't want to go wander around the city or anything like that. So it's like, all right, I'll play some Minesweeper at lunch.
And we just spoke about it a couple of weeks ago too, Minesweeper. I forgot why.
Yeah, I don't know. We did talk about. Oh, you know why? Because it was celebrating its 30th.
Oh, it was a birthday. It
was a 30th retro birthday.
Well, there we go.
So there you go. What better way to celebrate its 30th birthday than to go into the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely. Millions of computer users hooked on it because we had no choice. 30 years again since its launch. So Minesweeper definitely there. Okay, my pick. This one coming up. And I could
really?
I could have sworn she was already in the Hall of Fame, but clearly not.
She is not.
Ms. Pac-Man.
Yeah. Miss Pac-Man. I mean, what else is there to say about it that we haven't said on this show?
My praise. You still hold the high score on my stupid machine.
And I still hold the high score on your machine. And I look forward to beating my own high score now when I come visit.
Not because of lack of trying.
All the more reason for me to pad the lead the next time I come in.
Ms. Pac-Man debuting in 1981, an amazing sequel that really started off as just a hack.
Yes.
But it was a sequel. The different mazes, smarter ghosts, new challenges. 125,000 cabinets were sold within the first 5 years of its release. Now, remember, early 80s, that is a lot of cabinets in the early 80s.
Yeah, we're talking cabinets, like not cartridge.
Correct. Actual arcade
Yeah,
cabinets. Correct.
exactly. That's a huge number.
No, totally. And honestly, opening the door even more for, again, at the time, a new demographic, women. So,
well, they found that women played Pac-Man just as much as men, so
yeah.
that's where Miss Pac-Man
So
came from.
they did do that. And it was one of the 5 best-selling arcade games of all time. So,
And for
Miss
good
Pac-Man,
reason.
in fact, I got to put my vote in for her again today.
Yep. Yeah, I think Miss Pac-Man and Ocarina are the two, like, to me, shoe-ins from the list.
I think so.
And then the rest become debatable.
Well, we can debate about this one. NBA Jam.
Not the first time it's been nominated either. I believe it was nominated last year.
I believe. I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh wow, 93. I forgot how long ago that was. Yeah,
again, almost 30 years.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
NBA Jam introduced us to the arcade style of sports games.
Yep.
Really kind of before, and I'm sure they were out there, don't get me wrong, hit the ice and stuff. But, for the most part, sports games were sports games. You had a basketball game, you had a football game, you had a baseball and hockey. NBA Jam opened up that arcade goofy style to it. And to me, actually, and I don't watch basketball. I'm not a basketball fan. But I definitely had NBA. I had multiple versions.
Yes.
Because NBA Jam was like the Street Fighter 2 of sports games.
Yes.
Yeah, NBA Jam, NBA Jam Tournament Edition, NBA Jam on Fire, all these different versions.
Yes.
But I mean, did you own NBA Jam? I had it on Super Nintendo.
I believe I had it on Super Nintendo at one point too.
Okay. I remember the commentary. Oh, I forgot the guy's name.
I don't remember his name. I just remember Boom Shakalaka.
Yeah. Something Landell. Shoot. All right. Someone will correct me, of course, as they normally do.
Howie Landell. No.
Yeah.
Cousin of the other.
You're right. Boom Shakalaka. He's heating up. All that
exactly.
Stuff.
So I'll see if I can find his name while you keep talking.
Yeah, it's probably not even Landell.
Tim Kitzrow?
No.
It's an announcer, kid Tim.
Oh, maybe he's the original one.
Maybe.
But anyway, why you?
It's funny when I did a search for the Wikipedia thing, like it has the announcer's name and his own website link.
Oh yeah, no, that's how big. I don't know if he's still alive. He might be.
Tim Kitzrow. Yeah, it was him. He was Mr. Boom Shakalaka.
All right, then I'm thinking
the iconic voice behind NBA Jams, NFL Blitz, NHL Hits, MLB Slugfest.
Okay, then I'm thinking of someone else because this guy was purely basketball.
Okay, yeah, no.
Maybe they got him. Maybe they got the guy I'm thinking of for a different. Maybe he was just in the commercial. And anyway,
maybe.
So NBA Jam, and what was fun about NBA Jam? Forget about all the characters. It was 2-on-2 basketball. It had the licensing and everything. That's why it's hard to reproduce, to bring them back with the current licensing. But then remember, like all the hidden characters. Again, it was very Mortal Kombat like.
Yeah, it was.
All the characters, the big head mode, stuff like that. So
yeah, no, they did a lot to keep the game fresh, that you would go back and keep playing it. And then of course you're playing with some of the best NBA players of all time.
That and you're playing with you can play with their mascots and. All political comments aside, you can play as the president of the United States at the time, Bill Clinton.
That's right.
It was interesting. It was very interesting.
It was a really nice. It was very well put together. Like they put a lot of thought into it to make sure that it was going to be a hit, and they did not disappoint.
Now, granted, we are dipping into the console version. This is more the arcade version of NBA Jam. So $1 billion in revenue in its first year as an arcade.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. And of course, now you can get a copy of NBA Jam through Arcade 1-Up as an arcade.
Yes, you can.
All right, let's go. We got 5 more to go. Another one, Ant, I think that you're probably going to be voting on every other day to get in because you only allowed 1 vote a day. Parappa the Rapper.
Parappa the Rapper. You weren't into music-based games like I was. In fact,
no. Early on, no. I remember when you got this game. I do, and I'm like, what is this? And like it's a rhythm game, it's I'm like, meh. Exactly. And I did brush it aside, admittedly.
You did. And to be honest with you, I remember when I bought it, I had beaten it by the end of the day. Honestly, the game is only about a half an hour if you play through it, if you play through it really well. But yeah, Parappa the Rapper, I mean, the reason why it's so influential is it kind of started the whole rhythm game genre. Yeah.
It came out before Dance Dance.
Yeah, it came out in 1996. It came out in 1996. And it really showcased how rhythm games can be entertaining and cool, so to speak. And the animation, and I was gonna say, and I thought the animation they used in it very unique, very fun. In fact, I have I don't know if I have Parappa, but I have the sequel on
Unjammer Lammy.
No, they had Parappa the Rapper 2.
Oh, I thought Unjammer Lammy was the sequel.
Well, no, Unjammer Lammy was another game.
Oh, okay.
But and it was the same style, but Parappa the Rapper 2, which I never bought, I bought on PlayStation Plus, so I actually do have it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at least I think I do. But yeah, I just overall like super fun. And the cool thing about it, even though it was a short game, it was just replayable because it was fun.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So what are you doing to your phone?
You see that? Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I was checking something.
Yeah, I know. Can see your finger.
I'll use my left hand then. That's
exactly. But yeah. So and in fact, I think I still have a copy of it, but I think I have it when I bought it when I went to Japan just to have it.
Ah, cool.
I can't. I mean, I could play it in Japanese and not understand it, but
yeah, I've never played it. I've never even played it at your house. I don't think.
Well, you can get it on PlayStation Plus or PlayStation
right.
Store.
I do. Oh, you know what's funny? I think I might have gotten it on Play. Now that you say that, I think I might have gotten it on PlayStation Plus.
So then just take half an hour. Take a half an hour out of your day.
Yeah, I'll check it because I loved. Remember, like for me, amplitude and frequency on the PS2.
I love those.
Which were true forerunners to Guitar Hero and all that.
Yep.
I really love those. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. But Parappa the Rapper, looking to get into the Hall of Fame. Yes. All right. Another one which I could have sworn was already in.
Yep.
But apparently not. Resident Evil.
Yeah, no, Resident Evil's been nominated for at least a couple of years, but just hasn't made it in. And I'm really surprised it hasn't yet because again, of the list here, like if I had to, this would be the third one on the list I would pick to go in, like Ocarina, Miss Pac-Man, and Resident Evil to me seem like the obvious choices here. But you know, the other thing too, it comes down to votes. So,
no, of course,
Resident Evil completely, if it didn't define it outright, it redefined what a survival horror game was.
100%.
And yeah, holy cow. I mean, I'll never forget playing this game for the first time. It was astounding. And I remember
scary.
I remember playing it in my bedroom with the lights off, like a true horror movie setup. And the jump scares worked. They absolutely worked.
Awesome. 1996. Shinji Mikami was the creator of Resident Evil, of course known as Biohazard over in Japan. Yep. I still am mixed between which one's a better name.
Oh, Biohazard or Resident Evil.
Cool. But Resident Evil has a
Resident Evil has a So, I mean, because we've been saying it for 20 some odd years.
Yeah, and it went and showed that a mature rated game, because it was absolutely mature. A mature rated game can sell.
Oh, absolutely, no question.
Beyond Mortal Kombat, and of course everything, no pun intended, that it spawned. Besides the sequels, the movies, the television shows. We got a new Resident Evil show coming out on Netflix in June, I think.
Actually, it was one of my retro news bits.
There we go.
July 14th.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
July 14th, we're getting our Resident Evil series
on Netflix. The most recent movie, Welcome to Raccoon City, to me is just like a nice homage to the first two games.
Yeah, I have not played that. I have not watched it, so it's
fun. Again, it's fun to be like, oh, I remember that. And then of course the original series of Mila Jovovich was phenomenal. So all right, so Resident Evil, see what's up.
Yes. Every
year there's a finalist where it's almost like before I even started. This one was almost before I was born.
Yes.
So it's a computer game. We don't do much computer game in here too much, but it's a game called Rogue.
Yes. This was a game on the list that I had to look up. I had never played it. So again, I mean, I was only 2 when it came out. So
I might not even been here yet. 1980. I'm not sure when in 1980, but at some point.
Yes.
It's a venture game, dungeons, flying monsters, almost Dungeons and Dragons without being D&D.
Yep.
Apparently didn't do so well when it first came out, but it's just that kind of that cult classic, if you will.
Yeah.
That really got it going. Apparently, I'm not saying it's the first one, don't get me wrong, but it did generate dungeons randomly, I guess.
Yes.
Allowing quote unquote infinite replayability.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's what made it so monumental. So, I mean, again, games at the time, usually you had your set based games, even though you can play them like supposedly infinitely, like, when Pac-Man came out and stuff like that, where it's like the board just, after a couple of boards, like Donkey Kong, you go back to the previous. This one always changed.
Yep.
And when you're talking about a game in 1980, that is, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
So, and definitely paved the way for a lot of, role-playing games to do the same.
Absolutely. Okay, up next, one that I think we mentioned maybe last week or the week before, because I think it's currently a Humble Bundle situation.
Yes, there is a Humble Bundle. It may have ended by now, though.
What's the matter?
It may have ended by now, but there was a Humble Bundle up for this.
Sid Meier's Civilization.
Yes. Again, one of those games where I keep saying I'm going to play one, and I don't, because you know what it is too? I'm always apprehensive about these because you can just play them forever.
Yeah, no, that I hear you. Trust me.
And I don't I don't want to fall into that mode where I get completely stuck in one game and one game only. I'm looking at you, Dead by Daylight. Because I've suffered from this before.
I don't know who it is. I have a friend of mine on Switch who, because you can see what your friends are playing when you go on, always playing Civilization. I'm assuming it's Civilization 5, but always playing Civilization on this. The series came out in 1991. Basically, you develop your own empire and just make it survive over centuries. Recently, Civilization 5 and Beyond Earth with some recent titles and big players. More than 33 million units sold. Quote from the Video Game Hall of Fame website. Quote, the popularity of the Civilization series disproves the common perception that it is always more fun to destroy than to create.
That's very true.
So it's fun to create, even though in SimCity, I would create and then send Koopa to destroy everything.
Oh, is that what you used to do?
That's what I used to do.
I just used to get destroyed by natural disasters in that game. But again, it's the value of it's just the value of building a civilization and watching it thrive. And again, obviously they hit on a great formula. It's been around for over 30 years.
And it has.
And Civilization 5, I constantly see pop up on my PlayStation store.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, one day I'll cave, and then you'll never hear from me again, because I'll be building fake civilizations instead of living in my own.
Well, maybe you can contact me through this. The final game in the finalist series here, another mobile game, Words with Friends.
I played Words with Friends like crazy when it first came out.
So did I.
Yeah,
shockingly, and I hate Scrabble.
I was just gonna say, why would you play it?
I don't know.
You needed friends, didn't you?
I think so. Launched in 2009. It's basically Scrabble. There's really no way around it.
Yeah.
But what was cool about it is, yes, you play. See, back in the day, folks, sometimes people would play chess through the mail.
Yes.
Actually, I think people would play Scrabble through the mail. I think that
Scrabble through the mail was also
thing as well. So this is just basically what that was: Scrabble through the mobile mail. But yeah, it was very fun to play. There's really not much else to talk about as far as gameplay. It just became very popular. 13 years later, still has millions of monthly players. I've seen other Words with from this company. I just forgot what they were.
Yeah,
but there's been other.
But Words with Friends is obviously the definitive blockbuster that they put out.
And I will be honest, because I don't play it anymore, but I will be honest, Words with Friends was also one of the first mobile games that I found a separate cheat to use in Words with Friends.
How do you cheat at Words with Friends?
Oh, so simple, my friend. So simple. There was an app that came out separately from Words with Friends. What you would do is, when you have Words with Friends, just imagine your cell phone, in portrait mode. So you have the board, and then you have your tiles. You take a screen grab of that, You go to this other app. The app scans it and then tells you what word to use next.
So playing with you was not really playing with you.
That's why I stopped playing.
Because you started cheating.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah. That'll do it.
No, not against my friends. I only cheated against people I didn't know.
That doesn't make any sense anyway.
Well, I wanted to beat them. I'll give a fair shot to my friends.
Oh, geez.
So, but nevertheless, Word with Friends going strong, except for me. And with that, those are your 2022 Video Game Hall of Fame finalists.
Yeah.
I believe the inductees are announced in May.
Yes.
Early May?
I believe that's what happens, yes.
So we will revisit this at some point in May.
Yes, we will.
And remember, you can vote once a day for one of them at just do a search for Video Game Hall of Fame.
The final inductees will be revealed on Thursday, May 5th.
May 5th. Okay.
Yes.
Early May. All right, excellent. Other than that, Andy, you got anything else?
Well, first off, really quickly, who do you think's going in?
So
I already mentioned
like
my three for sure. Yeah.
All right. So I mean, yes, Zelda, Ocarina of Time. I like to believe Miss Pac-Man. I'm not just saying that.
Yep.
I feel like Dance Dance.
Okay.
And in a weird way, even though I know it's against your grain, I feel like Candy Crush.
Okay. That's fair. Well, considering how many people have played Candy Crush, the sheer numbers could cause it to go in. But then again, it all depends on who actually goes to this website, pays attention, and votes. So, which is why I'd like to hold out hope that Resident Evil will get in, and I'd like to see Minesweeper go in.
Me too. I would like to see that.
Solitaire's already in, but I would like to see Minesweeper go in. I think that would be nice. But we'll find out.
Who do you got?
Find out.
Who's your leads besides Zelda and?
I mean, Ocarina, Miss Pac-Man, Resident Evil are the three that I said I think should go.
What do you think the fourth one would be?
I think you're right. I think Dance Dance might get in.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Dance Dance is going to get in.
Cool.
But you know, this thing has surprised me before with newer ones going in. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see, because there are some in there where I'm like, you know, interesting. Like the ones that are in there. Yeah. Like last year, just to give you,
there was a weird one last year.
Yeah, last year, just to give you a perspective, Animal Crossing went in last year.
Yeah,
which I thought was a bit odd, but everybody was on a high playing Animal Crossing, the new one, that it made sense. But like last year, it was Animal Crossing, Microsoft Flight Simulator, StarCraft, and where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
And that Carmen Sandiego took a couple of years to get in.
Yeah, Carmen Sandiego took a couple of years. So so all the more reason why I think like it might be, you know, it's time. I think it's time for Resident Evil to go in.
All right.
You know, we'll see what happens.
Awesome. All right. You got anything else to wrap up?
A couple quick news bits if you want. One, and they're really simple ones. On Friday, March 18th, Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Japan celebrated its 1-year anniversary.
Wow, 1 year already.
It has been open for a year. And then obviously there was news previously, the week before, that Super Nintendo World will be opening at Universal Studios Hollywood next year.
Yes.
So 2023, you will not see me on the show anymore. I will be living in a warp pipe somewhere in Universal Studios.
You'll be doing the podcast from the warp pipe. Right now you're going to hold on.
There's a piranha plant coming. That'll be my code for like security.
I was gonna say
piranha plant or Goomba.
Security guard walking around. We know he's here.
Goomba. We know he's here.
Popcorn buckets all over the place.
He keeps leaving them. I'm like, nope, you can't throw me out. I have a star. I'm invincible. I have my star popcorn bucket. So happy 1 year to Super Nintendo World, Super Nintendo World at Universal.
Especially opening during a weird time in the world. So thank goodness it lasted.
Yeah, it really did.
Thank goodness it opened.
I sent you this. It's not necessarily a retro game. It's a new game.
Okay.
But it's got a bit of a retro look to it. And something I think that we would both enjoy playing, and I'm hoping there's like some type of online multiplayer for it. There's a new wrestling game coming out called WrestleQuest.
I saw this. Yes.
It is an RPG wrestling game on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, it's actually coming out on everything. But yes, it's a very cool. I forgot the name of
the name of the Mega Cat Studios and Skybound Games.
Mega Cat Studios put out some really cool home games.
Yeah, so basically you assume the role of a young wrestling hopeful on his quest to become one of the all-time greats while he powerbomb slams and suplexes his way to the top.
And the way the trailer is, I'm still trying to figure out if they actually signed on some wrestlers.
They did.
Some legends. Oh, they did.
Players will meet and interact with a host of legends, including Macho Man Randy Savage, Booker T, Andre the Giant, Jake the Snake Roberts, Diamond Dallas Page, Jeff Jarrett, and many more.
Interesting. Okay, because I saw like a Macho Man, but like it looked like they renamed him, which I would have been fine with. Don't get me wrong. But
Macho Man is in the game.
Awesome.
And again, the graphics look very I almost want to say it kind of looks like a Super Nintendo game.
Yes, I would say that.
Yeah, I'd say it looks 16-bit. It looks just super fun. And again, something that we haven't seen in a wrestling game before, which is a straight up RPG. This is not all about just getting in the ring and fighting. It's a straight up RPG. There are all RPG elements to it. There are side quests and things like that. So I'm really curious to see how this is going to work. So
awesome. Yeah, I can't wait for that. That looks awesome.
Yeah, so that looks like a lot of fun. All right. And then the last bit of news I'm going to share with you is something you're going to enjoy. The Evercade has released 2 more carts. 2 more multi-game carts. The first one is called Renovation Collection 1. That's
the one I talked about, I think, last week or the week prior.
Yep.
Or when I got the Evercade.
Yes. So that one's Beast Wrestler and Dino Land, El Viento, and Gaiares, right? You had talked about that. And Final Zone, I believe.
This guy, the Gaiares, Soul Feast, or Soul Dees on this one, but it's the same game. And the 2 Valis games.
Yes.
Even though I was later told that these Valis versions are more the 16-bit versions, where the Valis collection that's currently available is more like the PC Engine versions, which are 2 basically different games. Right. But and again, this might, and I said it before, and I saw it, but I can't find it again. Evercade every now and again will put up. Don't quote me on these prior. I'm using it as an example. An original Soul Dees, which was a launch game on the Sega CD, known as the Soul Feast, like $200. Here it is for $20 with 10 more games.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they're always putting out how, like I said, this is for the collector. Doesn't have that much money.
Exactly.
So well worth. I even canceled my physical copy of Gaiares I was going to get for Genesis. I'm very happy to have it on the Evercade.
Yep. Good, which is good. And then the other collection really quickly is the Gremlin collection. And that's going to include Actua Soccer, Brainbender, Hardcore 4x4, Premier Manager 97.
It's not like a soccer game.
Premier Manager is it's a sports game. Yeah, it is soccer. Okay. Utopia, The Creation of a Nation, and Zool. Z-O-O-L. Remember Zool?
There is no Switch. There's only Zool.
Right. So 2 more games announced for the Evercade. Cool. Something for you to look into since you have an Evercade.
I do. Well, I have the first one on order already.
Nice.
The second one sounds interesting. I have to look into the second one.
Yeah, look into the second one. Although I don't know, you're not much of a soccer guy, so.
No, but there's another one coming out. I forgot the name of it, but that's got a couple again, like these not homebrews, but just independent companies. Like the indie people are also kind of getting in on the Evercade. I think that's
which is cool.
Well, so
yeah,
very cool.
So there you have it.
Awesome. Sounds good. I think we'll wrap it up then.
Sounds good to me.
Because I think my battery's dying.
Awesome.
And where can they find us?
You guys can find us on Facebook.com/Retro Gamers Podcast, on Instagram @Retro Gamers Podcast, on Twitter @Retro Gamers Pod. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube, and you can email us at email@theretrogamers.com.
Yes, and definitely hit us up on social media. We've actually had some people contacting us, and we love hearing from you guys. Truly,
absolutely. Yes, please reach out.
whether you give us some game recommendation. Actually, I've gotten the game recommendation, and I apologize because again, I'm not home, so I don't have it in front of me. I don't have your handle. It was through Instagram. No, it wasn't. It was through Facebook. Cruise and Blast. Which I've been waiting, and now a buddy of ours was like, yeah, worthy. It dropped in price. I was like, game on, no pun intended. And it's like $20 right now. Game is phenomenal. That cruising series is awesome.
Yeah, cruising is a lot of fun.
So Cruise and Blast, I definitely recommend it. Thank you for the recommendation. I'll give you a shout out next week. And with that, Ant, have a good week.
You have a good week as well.
And we'll catch you everywhere next week on the Retro Gamers Podcast.